I might do it for the culture.
Hi, welcome to For the Culture Canada. I'm your host, Deepak Badi, and today I have a couple of guests who I'm quite excited to talk about, just mostly because they're not actually from Kelowna. They're from, one of them's from Atlanta, the other one's from Calgary, so I'm really excited to talk to them, and you might be wondering, like, yo, Atlanta? I thought this was a Canadian podcast. He actually lives in Toronto. I'm, of course, talking about Castro Guapo, and I'm also talking about Brendan Potts as well. Thanks, Miguel, for bringing him over here, man. I appreciate it. How are you guys doing? How long you guys been in Kelowna for?
Got in last night, like around 3 a.m.
Yeah, we've been just chilling, laying low for us. So like right now, just went to Cactus Club. It was a slow start for the day. I was tired as hell.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, when you guys get in so late, like, you just want to, like, relax. Especially from Calgary, too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that drive's sketchy too. Honestly, like,
it is so sketchy. It just looks straight out of a movie. Oh God. I think I saw 3 dead people across the street. I'm not gonna cap.
we did see a random person just
I
randomly walk across the highway.
We had to just look at each other and we didn't say nothing at all. And then Miz was sleeping in the back. We just looked at each other. We just did not say nothing. We just eyes wide open, just like, bro, you seen that? He's like, but where did he come from? Like literally, he came from nowhere. We just turned up the radio and I was just like, keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah. Didn't see anything.
Nope, nothing at all.
He had a big bag on his back.
Yeah,
and like he just was in the middle of the highway at one point. It was
but
so
he
weird.
crossed so smooth. Like he was like, he looked at us and just like didn't hesitate whatsoever. I was just like, bro, that guy's a gangster, bro. I don't know how he did that. It's spooky out here. I don't even know how he's doing that right now.
Yeah,
got
man.
all kinds of deers and things out there and
Bighorn sheep,
man.
Yo, try driving from Kelowna to Vancouver in like November or January. That shit's a nightmare.
Seriously?
It's
Yeah.
death. The snow, like, it'll bunch up like probably like almost a foot on the highway. The whole highway, you're just driving on like just like a foot of snow, pretty much.
Yeah.
Say swear. And I thought that people died on the way on the road we took.
Yo, I killed a bunny driving back last time.
Oh, that's baby food.
It was crazy.
It's fucked, but like
it's crazy. But
I can say that because I've actually done that, and I just had to just make the mental note that it was either me or the bunny. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like R.I.P. Bun Bun, but it was you and me.
That's right. We need more Castro's art out here.
Facts. Like I got an album coming. I don't know what you had planned, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no shit. Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't too bad. It was like it was scenic, so that's always a plus, you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, come on, Canadian summers, like.
Yeah, and Canada has like it seems like every single province looks like a new country sometimes, you know? And it's just like, it's so big, I sometimes I forget that it's that big, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I've been here for like a while. Like I came 2014 or some shit when I graduated in Atlanta.
Right.
And since I've been here, like, I can say that Canada is like, it has a little bit of everything that I've seen that I like anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I can enjoy a pretty large portion of my life without leaving Canada.
Yeah.
You know, I just have to just for work type shit, you know?
Right.
And because I got to see my family and shit back in Atlanta and whatnot, and some in Florida or whatever.
That makes sense. And plus, we got the healthcare too.
Oh, and that is always an added bonus.
So, first, before I get into kind of like your stories and all that, I wanted to just kind of add some context. Where are you guys from, and what is your relationship between each other, by the way?
Well, I say I'm from Calgary, but I'm from Lethbridge, you know what I mean? It's just like buttfuck town nowhere.
Sure, yeah.
But I guess like we got linked up because I started just like tour managing and like road managing for Young Tory and stuff and just going on trips with him.
Right.
And then I met Kevin Rowley, who's his like DJ and like producer and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then when I was out in Toronto, I basically just like lived with Kevin, and then he just brought me to the studio, and that's where I met Castro originally. And
okay.
Kevin kind of just told both of us that we needed to work together.
Yeah, I was talking to Kevin Rowley about like he's like I consider him a close friend of mine, you know, super cool, like, into like a lot of same shit. He put me onto like a lot of the bands that I like now, and he introduced me to Brennan, and the first thing he did, he showed me a video of him in like a mosh pit, like like punching the shit out of somebody. And I'm like, that's the guy I need to meet. I need to meet him. And I'm just like, bro, get us in a room. I need that energy. I need to figure out like how to tap my music and my shows into like an audience like that. You know, like ones that really feel the music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
100%.
it was organic. You know, it wasn't forced. Those are always the best relationships.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Absolutely. Like the energy connects yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, Brendan, you're now road manager for Castro, right?
Yeah. And basically, like we were planning a tour earlier, and like we were, gonna start booking shows and everything, and then COVID happened, and then I was still gonna try and book it, like because I didn't think it was gonna get as serious as it did, Yeah. And then basically one day Kevin just hit me, and he was like, "I don't think this shit's gonna happen." So I was like, "Ah, fuck." So, and then I don't know, it's kind of cooled out and stuff, Like we can like out here we can like gather in numbers now again. So it's like we just like kind of just had like a couple small listening parties and stuff booked and everything like that, and so like just
some hostings and some studio sessions and shit, and it's just all in all like we enjoying it. It's like, what the hell? It's better than being locked up in the fucking house.
100%.
Don't really do anything.
It's like I'm glad to still be like working. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, sometimes that gives a man purpose.
Yeah.
Gives anybody purpose.
Yep. 100%. 100%. By the way, I wanted to kind of get into Castro. Why did you move from Atlanta to Toronto? I'm sure you've been asked millions of times, but
literally. But I mean, it's like I guess it's not like a weird question, because like I would wonder too. That's a kind of like a often asked question. But it's really, once I graduated from high school, I had tried to like dabble around in like acting. I had gone to like Barbizon, like that's the school for like acting and modeling, and then I graduated from there. But like I was doing that on the side while still going to school, and I just found it like, damn, like I've been here so long, and it just feels like everybody seems like they're doing better than I am. Everybody seems like if they gonna trap, they gonna trap. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do that, because if I get caught up in some bullshit, I got dual citizenship now, right? But like before, I would have just been over there stuck in the American system, just like sitting in jail. And my family is Jamaican. They not having that stuff. You know what I mean? So immediately I just had to pick like, well, which one is going to have the most longevity? So I'm like, I don't really know what the hell I want to do. So I asked my mom if I could take a rest year. So then I just said, I'm going to go to Toronto for 2 weeks. I had been here before. My brother came here years ago. He got a charge. He couldn't leave type shit. You know what I mean? But that's another story. But yeah, so like I was familiar with Toronto. I had been here like several times. I had tried to live here before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't work out because like they said like I couldn't even be able to graduate without some like kind of literacy test thing.
Sure.
I was just like, what the hell? But basically, when I came here, it was gonna be, I told my family it was temporary, but I had just wanted to get out of like a place that kind of felt like a quicksand kind of environment,
Right.
So like really quick and easy to get wrapped up into some bullshit that just happened, you know what I'm saying, like in your county, or like, you know what I'm saying, like close to where you are, and then all of a sudden that becomes like your main focus. That's what you're thinking about every single day.
Yeah.
But like I got bigger things that I want to think about, So I just went back to Toronto, and then I had never been downtown before though. You know what I'm saying? We would be on Southside Jane.
Yeah.
So I finally came downtown. I seen like a bunch of like colorful like graffiti and like colorful clothing, and like guys was wearing like bell bottoms, and like they'd be like Rick Owens. I didn't know at the time, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just like a whole different culture. It was like almost like, it felt like going to like New York for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'd still never been to New York at that time yet, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like all of that shit was just so crazy. And like immediately it was just like I became addicted to just seeing different things. So it encouraged me to stay out here for longer. And I linked up with like Fiji and Tio, you know what I'm saying? We made like our like, collective. But that didn't start until after, or, you know what I mean, like a while. We really just were just friends, and we was just we would just throw parties in the city, and that was always our thing because we were like, well, like, what do we like to do? Like, okay, we like to have fun. So like, I think I was like 17. You know what I mean? Like when I just graduated. So like when I was out there, it's like I'm still super young. I'm still not even legally able to drink.
Right.
So it's like how can we, still be lit, but with these restrictions? It's just like, okay, we're gonna like throw parties. From throwing parties, like I guess like I developed like we all developed like a little fan base from like just the parties and how lit they were, and then from the parties, the music came because we made one song. Because I'm like, well, like I want to play a song at a party, like, but I want it to just be us. I want to know what they're gonna do if it's us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and let's make a song like we'd want to hear.
Yeah.
And since I'm from Atlanta, they're always like, "Oh, you from Atlanta, bro? Like you sound like a rapper, bro. You got to rap." I'm just like, bro, where I come from, bro, everybody and their daddy uncle rap, bro. And I'm telling you right now, it is not what you think it is. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't always get the respect that you deserve. A lot of the time, really.
Right.
So it just seemed like something that I really wouldn't be interested in. But yeah, we made the song "We Are Not," and then we played it at a party called Museum of Contemporary Thoughts. And it was like thoughts was spelled THOTS. You know what I'm saying? So it was so hard.
Yeah.
The flyer was like a whole new thing that we was doing, like super digital and whatnot. But yeah, it was sick, and that's where we shot that video. Someone was actually doing a recap for the actual event, Museum of Contemporary Thoughts.
Yeah.
We say museum for short, or like MOT, like 1 and 2 and 3, because there's a third one that we're still trying to throw, but obviously COVID has messed up our plans.
Yeah, of course.
But anyways, the song, I didn't expect much of it, obviously, because I didn't think anything of my music ability. I didn't think anyone would even really pay too much attention to it. I thought if anything, I would just like, I could just laugh about it. They can't flame me because like I will drone a nigga ass, so it's just whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they were so accepting of it, and I'm so used to like people actually shitting on your ideas, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta. You telling me trying to do something, you know what I'm saying, like that nigga might really just tell you like, bro, like that shit sound dumb, or that shit might not work, or niggas will like kind of just brush over it type thing, and it's just, it could be kind of discouraging, and it causes people over there to really procrastinate, which happens, you notice even with COVID. If you're around guys that just want to chill and stay indoors and like watch movies all day and smoke weed, then guess what? That's all you're going to be doing, and your future's not looking too great.
Yeah.
So like I always try to keep moving. So like after this song came out and then I seen that it got like 3,000 plays, I already felt like Playboy Cardi when I seen 3,000 plays. Then when I seen like 10,000, I was Lil Uzi Vert. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm up out of here.
Yeah.
And then like by the time I woke up the next day, it was at like 50,000 plays. So I was just like, yo, I really don't understand like if this is a glitch. Does it always happen? Like, is it supposed to be like this? So I didn't understand. I just looked through the comments. It just made me feel really validated, like really good about something that I had done. And yeah, like once I went out through another party and I had some kids come to me and take some photos, I was like, photos for what? Like, man, we love your music, man. You're my favorite rapper.
Damn.
I was like, favorite rapper? I'm like, bro, I just started this shit. I didn't even know I was a rapper. So I'm just like, bro, I got to take this shit seriously. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Canada really accepted me for who I was, and they allowed me to grow into who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to do it without either component, Atlanta or Canada.
Right,
You feel
of
what I'm saying?
course.
So
And Fiji as well.
yeah, I mean, like Fiji is my tie to Canada, which is why we made the album Atlanta, which is a combination of Atlanta and Canada.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? So we did Atlanta 1 and then Atlanta 2. And
2016, 2018.
Yeah, and then now they're waiting for Atlanta 3.
3.
And it's 2020, so they would love for it to come every 2 years, this Atlanta. So but the corona, you know what I'm saying, everything fucking it up. I just want to give all my fans, like, they deserve the best product I could possibly give him, you know. So that's just what I'm working on.
Right,
But
100%. And you don't want to rush it or anything, right?
absolutely not.
Yeah. And then you had like your Castro versus
Fiji.
Fiji in between. Do you think there'd be a sequel to that too?
Yeah, possibly it can. Me and Fiji, we've been more establishing ourselves as like separate artists, just as our own brand. Like we wasn't trying to be like Ray Shrimmer. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be a collective that can be able to do things on their own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depending on our various changing schedules.
Right.
Like more of a vibe of like ASAP Mob, where like ASAP Rocky could release this year, and you know what I'm saying, ASAP Ferg don't necessarily have to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
of
when
course.
he do, like they just have their separate times and they do their separate things.
Right.
Like you know the separation of the two, but you know like the unit together and what they represent as a whole, which
Yeah.
is what I want. You know? But
Yeah. So is the next album that you're working on right now a solo record?
I'm not working on a record. It's an album.
Okay.
But I'm doing an album with it's distributed through E1, so like it's just the last album that I have with them.
Oh,
and then
I
I'm
see.
out of that deal.
Okay.
So you know, I just put some bangers on there. It's supposed to be supposed to be some Yachty features. You know what I'm saying? Some, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say too much, but you know, you gonna catch that shit. That shit gonna be fire. It's
There you
called
go.
Life as We Knew It. You know what I'm saying? Since everything changed after this COVID. And a lot of shit changed really, and coming into 2020, it was like a real eye-opening year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I spent like the New Year's in jail, you know what I mean? So that
Oh,
was just,
really?
yeah, like on some bullshit. But it was you know, I was in and out. I wasn't in it too long, you know what I'm saying? I was in and out like 3 weeks type thing too, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it just like really, when I was in there, I just like felt like, damn, like I gotta pick one, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and I just like, you either gonna do this music shit or you're gonna do all that other shit. You know?
Right.
So I'm just like, yeah, bro, I don't like this feeling, you know what I'm saying, dressed like everybody else in here. And then I feel like I'm letting down Fiji because he on the outside like, yo, you know, we could be working on music right now. Like, am I slowing down his progression? Damn, like I'm out of the very thing that I would hate to have, you know what I mean? Like a
Yeah,
weak
yeah.
link,
Mhm.
you know? So that got me thinking. So yeah, you know, just expect that. It's just a taste of like how our lives have changed, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, through our interpretation of everything going on. But yeah, after that, the fans can expect guaranteed Atlanta to 3. That shit, I'm going hard. I'm going straight back to the basics, going straight to I want the exact same vibe of Atlanta to 1 all over again, just for the OG day one fans, you know, because
There you
they
go.
deserve it. You know what I mean? The ones that really know it, like the We Are Not, the What's the Names, the Waka Flockas, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the wrist, like they need those classics, you know what I mean? So me and Fiji are really gonna have to buckle down and like get that shit in. But, you know, we have time, you know what I'm saying? So like I can't wait for the fans to see everything that I have in store for them. I have a lot of big plans.
Right. That's fair. And you didn't want to bring Fiji along to have him check out the girls at Cactus Club or anything? Or
Nah, Fiji really just came from Vancouver, right? So like he had already checked out some girls at Cactus Club when he was here.
Ah,
So
there you
now
go.
it's my turn. But now I'm sorry. I mean, I came back, you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been back to like this side of like, you know, this coast in a minute. Like I hadn't been here probably like, I don't know, probably like a year and a half or something.
Damn,
maybe.
and you were probably in Vancouver at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever been in Kelowna before?
Never in my life.
You ever
But
heard
it's
of Kelowna before?
Never in my life.
Oh, okay.
Fam, I'm not gonna lie. The entire time I really thought it was koala, bro. I swear to God. So like, I was saying, you know, I was like on the phone, and I was like talking to my homie. I said, yeah, like we on our way to koala right now. It's like, what? Like, bro, like that shit's called Kelowna, bro. And I really didn't even know how far it was. Like I didn't even know it was in British Columbia. So
Yeah,
like,
man.
that's just crazy.
I'm
Kelowna.
kind of surprised that like people even know this place exists, to be honest.
Nah, this
It's, like,
place
crazy.
got this place got mad potential. There's a lot of there's a lot of folks, you know what I'm saying? And there's like a big young crowd. So now there's like lots of surrounding families, like, you know what I'm saying, bringing their kids up here and stuff. So I feel like it has potential to be something bigger, you know what I mean? Like I know there's like there gonna be some festivals and stuff and events out here popping. And I just can't wait to see that because just you guys got like endless fields and endless like space.
Yeah, man.
So there's endless ideas and endless potential just because it hasn't been done before. So there's so much ground to cover, which is just so exciting.
And that's what's really sick about this is because like, you know, Miguel, for example, Miguel's doing a great job at like getting the music scene like really going, bringing people like yourselves over here and actually having it happen. Cause it's not a thing that like when I graduated was happening. You know what I mean? Like, rap music was not like popular.
I mean, if you had told me like a year ago, even like, or like, like a year ago, that like Kelowna would be like a good place to like, you know, like set up kind of like a campus and like that, do some like stuff here, I would have been like, nah, there's no way. Like they got Center of Gravity, they got Shambhala, like I'm not on my hippie shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like now I see it and I'm like, what the hell? Like it completely changed. It's wild, you know? But it's cool, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, fuck it. I'm trying to blend all the crowds. Like fuck the like just like not even like just the hippie shit. I'm trying to blend everybody that's just on a vibe. You're not saying that's there for the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not just the music attached to an experience. You know? And like sometimes I feel like a lot of music these days is missing shit like that. And a lot of places is missing that. And some places in Canada lack some of that culture, you know, that's needed. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of something, like a start to something great, you know?
Yeah, man. We're happy to have you here. It's sick. It's so sick.
I look forward to, you know, seeing some beautiful places tonight and, like, going around and, like, seeing, like, some of the festivities and whatnot that I can endure while I'm here.
100%.
Especially with obviously, like, while leaving that coronavirus straight where he's at, where he's comfortable, away from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. So, given that you're in Toronto, by the way, right? Given that the world is also...
It's very weird, though. How do you feel about, like, how come nobody's really taking that coronavirus seriously over here?
Do you find that here, like, specifically?
You guys are more lenient.
No. Like it's on the West Coast. Over here.
On the West Coast.
It's like mandatory in Toronto in public places to wear a face mask. So here, like when I see people chilling, I really be forgetting there's even a virus when I'm here chilling. And I don't feel in danger though, because like I've even watched the numbers for out here. Yeah. And your numbers are very low.
Yeah.
So it's like, fam, what are they doing over there? I have to come see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Everybody sees all the numbers and that it's so low.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like, well, then I know that, say, like, you guys don't have it, so why would I wear a mask kind of thing? That's the mentality, but, like, multiplied like 100. Yeah. You know? So...
I mean, I haven't seen people in a long time. It's refreshing.
You guys are actually the very first interview I had in person in, like, months.
You see what I'm saying?
Long time.
It's like, oh my gosh, you guys still exist. It's crazy.
Pretty much. I haven't had people check out the studio in like a minute now, so it's cool.
Well, they would love to know it's lavish as hell.
I appreciate that.
I like it.
Wow.
Appreciate
that. super cool.
That was kind of the vibe, man. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, fam. Definitely looks like the inside of your brain.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
Thanks, man.
For sure.
Thanks, man. That's the first time I've ever heard that, actually. And we don't know each other that well yet. Yeah. But that's really cool, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, like, especially like the way you set up your surroundings. Like a lot of times when your room's messy, it's because your mind is messy. You know what I mean? Like your thoughts are all over the place. Your room's all over the place. Your bag is all over the place, or your car is all over the place. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like the atmospheres that we spend the most time in kind of say a lot about how our minds are. So like when I seen this, I was like, wow, it's a very intricate, multi-layered dude.
I appreciate that. Yeah. There's a confidence to cleanliness. You know, when people come by, it could be a girl, it could be your friends, it could be strangers, it could be anybody. But as long as it's clean, you're confident. And confidence is like the best thing ever.
Oh, for sure.
So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you though, like the world is obviously globalizing, right, through the internet, right? We all are experiencing different cultures around the world just through it. But you're in such close proximity to New York, and there's like a big drill scene that's happening down there. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Facts. R.I.P. to Wu.
Yeah. And do you find that like a lot of the New York influences and trends move up into Toronto pretty quickly, or like what's your perspective on that?
If it's organic, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of folks, a lot of talented folks that made it, that actually are buzzing, actually popping, you know what I mean? Like they got good music. It's just a matter of um, maintenance. You know, like being able to keep up with what the fans' consumption rate is. You know, so I just think like the more culture, like the better the scene is, the better it is for the artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the artists need to be able to have a place to be able to connect with their fans and see them and whatnot. And this coronavirus thing makes it very hard.
Yeah.
But you can see the cases in New York. You know what I mean? Like I could tell like they still want to have their drill scene and their stuff popping and whatnot and doing shows because like a lot of it is really that interaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like also like you know what I'm saying hard ass music that goes with a lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's hard to have the whole thing right now with what's going on. But prior to this, I would say in Canada or in Toronto, because I could really speak mostly only about Toronto because that's where I've been at.
Yeah.
But they've seen like, I like to say like, me and Fiji used to like, until like our slogan for like, come down, we used to always say like, nobody fucks with you until everybody fucks with you. So yeah, like people might play your shit, but they won't openly talk about how fire or talented they think you are till they hear somebody else give that notoriety, you know? So I feel like we need to do better with that a little bit. Like this, I try to make sure like when I see like up and coming artists, I let them know. I'm just like I see you and you're a superstar in the making type thing, you know what I'm saying? Like just so that we can kind of drown out that cold shoulder kind of screw facedness about the city, you know, that people are stigmatized by, like when they think about Toronto. It's like us not supporting each other. It's like, nah, don't get it twisted. Like, what? Like I support the niggas I support, and the niggas that support me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, it's like it's really, I found it's a matter of like a lot of the times nobody fuck with you until everybody fucks with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just really got to be yourself. You have to have something to contribute to whatever it is. You can't go through life just thinking that you can constantly just take. You know what I mean? If you don't have something to give back, the universe won't provide you with anything.
100%. Yep. That's exactly
You know
how
what
I
I
feel.
mean? So
I feel like with New York and Toronto too, because like I lived in New York and I mean I spent time in Toronto, but I feel like the city itself as Toronto is similar to New York, but like the culture is completely different. You know what I mean? Like, cause
Right.
like you got like New York culture. It's like you hear a dude from Toronto talk. It's like you know he's from Toronto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know those accents, and then the accents are different in every single spot, and like you know all the different neighborhoods in Toronto and all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like New York, you go to New York, you go to like Greenpoint, the accent's way different than Long Island or somewhere like that. You know what I mean? Like so.
facts.
But like for like music wise, like I feel like there's like obviously similarities and stuff like that. But I feel like both cities are so proud of where they're from that they're like not trying to go too like similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of try to just like outline it as crown it as their own thing for their city. So they try to differentiate it as much as they can, you know? But like I do find a lot of similarities between like our culture in Toronto and the culture in New York City.
Yeah.
Which is why even though I feel like I vibe so sick out there, shout out to like niggas like, you know, like Val, you know what I'm saying? Uno,
King of Spank.
Man's King of Spank, you know what I'm saying? Like folks that really showed me like the real New York, you know what I'm saying? Like showing me like from Brooklyn to Manhattan, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like both sides of it. And it's just, there's just so much culture over there. It's like, I see why they're as proud as they are.
Yeah.
Because they should be. But I feel like Toronto should also be proud.
See, it's crazy
Yeah.
because like from being from like over here, like you know what I mean, like on this side of Canada, it's like when I go to Toronto, it's like I see all you guys and I'm like, damn, they're proud as hell of their city.
Nah, of
You know what I mean?
course.
That's how I feel about it. So it's like, I don't know, because over here it's like I feel like Calgary is like no one's really like that stoked that they're from Calgary. No one's like I'm not stoked that I'm from Lethbridge. You know what I mean? But it's like because like realistically, it's just like a farming town and stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like big ass farming city and shit.
Right.
But that's why you gotta have what you contribute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like to make more opportunities for people that are from the place that you're from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're from Lethbridge. It's like, yeah, I want people from Lethbridge to not ever have to say what I say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, what man, Brennan did it. Remember that nigga Brennan? He did that thing, and now you got that mansion up there on that thing. on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I'm trying to do like what Brennan did. And then like kind of just create that. So it's like I'm constantly just trying to create things that contribute, I feel like, you know what I mean, overall. Because it's really a lot of times it's bigger than music. And like artists don't really know that. You can make all the greatest songs in the world, but just because you make really good songs doesn't mean that you're gonna be famous or a successful artist. You could be just a great writer. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that too. There's lots of great money in that. There's lots of great ways to make money in music.
Ghostwriting and all
Some
that.
people, some people really just think because of what they see on televised and like on the gram and on social media that like the way to go is to be the face of this shit. And a lot of times those motherfuckers really not making money like you think. You know what I mean? Because there's, like I said, there's a lot of a business side that goes into the music industry that artists don't realize actually falls on them. And they think it falls on whoever they're signed to. But then you realize it falls on you when you owe them a bunch of money type shit. Yeah. Which is why I try to stay away from those stickies, you know?
Right.
But I just feel like there should be like better deals that allow artists in Toronto to be more free and more creative in their own ways type thing, you know? Like, just allow them to still be themselves. It shouldn't just be like one of those things where, if you're not co-signed by EXO or Drake and they don't fuck with you, then I don't think you sick, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna give you that pat on the shoulder until like, if Tory Lanez don't post you, nigga, then you're not, like, nah, man. Like we gotta start, you know what I'm saying, encouraging like our up and coming talent, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
They got so much potential. We just need to water their ambition and water like their confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find that a lot of, say, record deals and label deals and all that kind of stuff, do you think that they create an environment where it's just too hard for people to really thrive in?
I think it depends, I feel like, you know what I mean? And sometimes a record deal won't be the best for a specific artist's situation at the time. Yeah. You know, maybe if you practice a little bit more financial literacy, then maybe you'd know exactly what to do with that money. You'd know how it would have to be spent, how it has to be recouped, and how you have to play this for you to win in the end, because it's really made for them to win in the end. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like more knowledge like that type shit.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I feel like every label should like sit there and like actually sit down with like the artists that they want to sign and like educate them, you know, and like show them like, okay, this is how much money you're gonna get. This is like what you can do with it, and this is what you should do with it. Because like I feel like a lot of these like people like get signed and it's like they see like, you know, like however much it might be, it's like they see that, they take it immediately, and it's like within a month it's gone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then it's like, what do you do after that month? You can't book any more studio time. You know, you can't.
Yeah, you don't. But you think the label don't know that that your money is gone in a month? The label do know your money's gone in a month. They expected it to be gone in a month. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't listen to that. You know, so it's just like they're just like, oh, we need him to come back. So we need him to owe us. We need this person to owe us. You know? Yeah. But
that's evil.
Yeah, it's super evil shit.
100%.
But I think like there are some like indie labels that I've heard of and seen and stuff that have been trying to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like they even need more funding so that, you know, like these major labels that really try to fuck over their artists don't cast such a large shadow over the good indie professionals and, you know, thriving businesses that are actually trying to do really good for their artists and make sure that their artists benefit the most that they can. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some genuine ones. So there's like some major labels that fuck it up for like, you know, like other labels, you know? Yeah. Because sometimes I do think it can absolutely help you. Yeah. Like if you do it the right way, you know what I mean? It can absolutely help you.
100%. Well, I mean, like doing quite a bit of research when I was younger about record deals. A lot of people, what they do is they just try to find the route of just getting distribution through record labels, but they have no other tie-in to
That's exactly what I'm in right now. That's what I do. So it's like, because I want to make sure we have as much control as possible. But I'm not gonna say that and then like have to like take my foot out my mouth in the next year because I got a crazy deal from a record label that I really was waiting for it, and I took that shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that shit gonna make my family straight. But trust me, like, I'm not gonna let nobody dummy me. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's all it is about. So I just spread that artists really learn to be more financially literate in these situations, so they're more equipped, you know, for these meetings. So
Right.
they really know what kind of offers they're being given.
Right. And where did you learn your financial literacy for this?
Kind of just over time, you know, like I'm pretty good at reading people, so like I could kind of go into certain interviews and like I know when you just blowing smoke, you know what I'm saying? I know like if someone's being genuine, you know, I'm pretty good with that.
Right.
But you know, I wasn't always, and also I did have to take some advice from like my other day-to-day managers, Demetrius, like Jacob and stuff like that.
Right.
I had to learn from Fiji too. Sometimes I'll be in an interview, and like first label meetings type shit, and I'm like, oh snap, like this sounds good. Like, what, you gonna give me that much? That's crazy. Like, and Fiji just be in the corner, like just hand on his chin. Not saying nothing. Like, you hear this shit, Fiji? He's like, I hear it. I'm just like, oh, he's not biting down. I'm like, there's something more. And he'll put me on game. And he'll be like, okay, we're going to go discuss. And then we'll go talk and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I just be like, wow. Like, you know, like there's actually a lot more to this than I thought. And that's what people just need to realize, that if you're looking for anything to come easy, if you're doing music or you're trying to contribute to the culture because you think it's easier, it's not going to work for you.
Right.
If you try to do any of this, it's not going to work if you think it's because it's the easiest route. It has to be a route that you're passionate about, that you don't feel like you're working when you're doing it. You know what I mean? Because then you will produce the best work, and then, you know what I mean? It's just like, it just sets such a great standard.
Yeah, of course. And you can tell when people are really doing it because they love the craft versus people that are just doing it to hop on trends.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Those ones are the, oh my gosh. I just
Culture
barf back.
vultures.
Hate that culture vulture shit so much.
Yeah. But like at the end of the day though, when everybody talks 5-10 years from now, they won't remember like so-and-so because even though they may have had one song that really popped off and they died afterwards,
Yeah.
they're not going to talk about them because they didn't really have like a real passion for it. They
Of
didn't-
course not. And they're not gonna keep on striving to push the bar or do new things or meet new people or grow their audience by going to new places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get comfortable. So it's like that's an issue as well. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even like count how many times I've like met people from here who's like, yeah, like check out this YouTube video. I got 40,000 views in my hometown on it, and I'm like, well, what'd you do after that? And they're just like, what do you mean?
You know what I mean?
Like
It's
what? Like, you know, like
come on, bro.
I'm like, you wasted that. You know, like, that was 5 years ago. Like, what? Like, why are you still telling me about that? You know what I mean? Like, you could have like
Literally.
built from that so much. You know, it's like you have the audience now. It's like now you could figure out ways to make money off that. You know what I mean? You figure out ways to travel and stuff, meet more people. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be intimidating too, right? When you hit that big really, really fast.
I feel like that's what separates people, though. You know, because
Yes,
like
absolutely.
some people see that and they think, okay, I made it. This is it. You know, everything's gonna be fine after this now. You know what I mean? And then it's like some
And
people
hell
see that
nah.
and they're like, this is nothing. I need to keep going harder and figure out how can I get that 40,000 views to like, you know, 1 million in a week. You know what I mean? Like type shit. You know?
Yeah.
It was very quickly, you know, after like the success of the first song, that I was like, I need follow-ups. But even when I got the recognition that I wanted from the follow-ups, and I was like so happy, it's just like I still want to do so much more. Like I just feel like there's just so much more that I'm passionate about, you know what I mean? And also it's just like, wow, like I listen to some other people's stories and I'm like, wow, these guys, these artists or whoever, these influencers, these guys sound very confident. Man, like I wonder if they're always like that, you know? I wonder where that comes from. And it's like, me personally, I'm not confident, but I have anxiety, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't ask a couple artists like, hey, like, you ever get anxiety, bro? Cause this doesn't seem like it, you know? And it's like, nah, like, well, what? That stuff's fake, bro. That's all in your head, bro. I'm just like, fam, what? Fam, I have crippling anxiety, fam. So like, I be telling folks just to even move around it, it's harder, but it's possible. But also, having that anxiety is not just a disadvantage. We just look at it as a disadvantage because we don't know how to use it as a superpower.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's really what it is. It is
Yeah.
a superpower. It keeps us from procrastinating sometimes. You know what I mean? It's how you use it. But like
Yeah.
I said, if you don't know how to use it, then it becomes your disadvantage.
100% because you can use that pain to create art, right? A lot of the greatest work out there is created through pain. So
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely
So
agree.
you're totally right about the whole anxiety thing, man. You could totally use it in a way. Like, for example, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for
Yeah, that's true.
Kanye
Yeah.
being in
Yeah,
that
shout out
zone, you
Kanye.
know?
Nah, facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we need that though.
Yeah.
We need
Sure.
those.
Yeah.
We need those anxious thinkers, like those people to push the envelope, because those are a lot of the time the people that do. You know what I mean? It's just like that genetic makeup of who you are. Like that is your contribution
Yeah.
that we need. You know, so that more people that identify with you, they feel hope. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Imagine whatever the first show, rap song, or whatever video made you interested in doing whatever it is that you're currently doing, or you know what I mean, whatever hobby you picked up that you really found that you had a true passion for. Whatever ignited that flame in you, you want to do that for other people, which is what I want to do. And if
Yeah.
you don't want to do that, I can't see you going very far.
There you go. That's kind of why I started actually this little podcast that I have going on, is because like I wanted a way to kind of like celebrate really dope Canadian artists and creatives and business people and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because like I feel like it's given so much in raising me. I used to
Yeah.
grow up watching just like tons of like interviews and like music videos and like all sorts of stuff. I wanted a way to kind of like give back and highlight awesome talent in this world.
And that's
know
what
I
you've
mean?
done here. And you know, you've
So-
done it in a great way. You like your questions, like very great questions, and you're well spoken, you know what I mean? Easy to talk to, you know.
Yeah,
what
very
I mean?
organic, you know.
Thank
know,
you.
Like,
Appreciate
so-
that.
It's just like, well, like I feel like if anyone's gonna do it, it should definitely be you, bro.
I appreciate that. I will be
Mm-hmm.
honest. I've had like a really hard last month. Last month has been crazy. I already felt like really stressed through the COVID thing, like everybody.
Yes.
But then
Yeah.
like I felt so terrible about what's been happening within the Black Lives Matter community. Right?
Yeah.
I just like, man, it like really gets to me. And then like my own personal shit has been like, making it hard for me to like move forward. You know, it's that anxiety and
no,
everything. right?
absolutely.
yeah.
But you know,
When I think about everything that goes on, like what I just try to tell myself personally, you know, it's such because I've also been concerned about, you know what I'm saying, the movements and the protests, of course.
yeah.
You know, but it's just like I'm like, what am I gonna be doing just by like just constantly talking about it? You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, I really, you know what I'm saying, did all like all these views, all these shows and everything like that I've ever done, anything I consider an accolade, it doesn't matter, because for something that I really actually care about, I feel like there's only limited things that you can do. So then I just start to tell myself like, nah, like this is why you need to strengthen your voice. This
Yeah.
is why you need to make sure you go as hard as you can so that you can make sure that your voice is heard, so that you can actually be able to implement change when you feel it's fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that also can always add as a motivational factor. Like, oh, I'm so angry about like all this stuff that's going on, and like I just have to overcome like my own anxieties so that I can be able to actually make a difference. Because if I can't help myself, how can I ever expect to help anybody else?
100%.
You know?
100%.
So it's just like, it's
And
one
if
of
you
those.
don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
true.
Do you guys ever like practice meditation or anything like that to kind of help yourselves or anything?
I tried, but then I recently learned that there's there's other ways of meditating. I just always thought like I have to cross my legs. I don't even know since my growth spurt if I could even still cross my legs comfortably. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I'm just like, if I gotta sit like that and like if I gotta and all that stuff, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get into it. You feel what I'm saying? I might
Right.
not. You know what I'm saying? I might just be in my head like, head ass nigga, like what?
Right.
You know? But like there is other ways of meditating. It's just really, it's a matter of like being able to clear your mind. And I just recently started to realize that I've done that before.
Yeah.
It's just when I've spent increasing times just by myself. You know what I mean? And I use those times as moments of meditation because I really get to know myself, like the things that I really want to do and the things that I don't see myself doing, that I'm not interested in, like the things that give me anxiety that I have to, you know what I'm saying, do if I ever expect to achieve anything. And then it's just really just playing along like just those two ideas always just back and forth in my mind. But
Yeah, of course.
just I try not to stay stuck. I try to just make sure like I'm always trying to do something, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like the more like I don't do anything, the more I think about anxiety, problems or issues type thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The more I think about the pressures of life, you know, the more I think about the pressures of the future.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, I'm kind of
day by day.
kind of
Of
the
course.
same way. Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean,
Yeah.
I used to be like an anxiety-ridden case. You know, I couldn't do anything. You know, pretty much. But I mean, like, I could do things, but I'd just be worrying every single day. And then started traveling. That would help me. Then I couldn't travel all the time constantly. But same thing. Like if I was in a new city, like just doing new things every single day, I just felt like so much better. You know what I mean? My anxiety was manageable. You know.
Yeah.
And then when I'd come home, I just felt stagnant. And then I'd be like, I'm fucking up because I'm home, not doing stuff. You know.
Yeah.
And then that was like would it just make me go off like the deep end. You know, pretty much. You know. So,
Mhm.
but then. I started doing shrooms actually.
Yeah, that's
last summer, you know. And I remember like the first time I did shrooms, like, you know, like I was like kind of worried about doing them because I was already in a bad headspace. And I remember I was like just like in this like park. It's called like Crab Park in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's called what park?
Crab Park in Vancouver.
They said crap park. I was like, you were really having a bad day.
There's like the water, everything there, you know. I was eating these shrooms and like my anxiety's always like my heart's pumping and shit because I'm nervous about that too. And then like I remember like as soon as it hit me, it's like everything got so colorful and beautiful. And I was like thinking about my problem that I had and everything like that. And I was like thinking about it in a whole new way where I was like, what the fuck?
Or like how minuscule it is.
Yeah.
And it's
You
like-
know?
Yeah.
And then like I did those like for like the summer kind of like on and off, like probably like once or twice every 2 weeks or something like that. And then it was like now it's like when I really think of a problem, I'm like, well, how would I think about this like when I'm not in this headspace? You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, but it took me like up until I was 25 to learn
Yeah,
that, you know?
because a major,
Right,
a
yeah.
major point, a major part of it is just perspective. It's all about how you're looking at whatever current anxiety issue or problem that you're facing.
Yeah.
It's like you just need to change your perspective on it, and that's not always very easy.
No.
So
not at
you know,
all.
the easier that you make changing your perspective on your problems, the easier I feel like it's easier to like to decipher them and conquer those issues. I feel like.
100%. I've been you know my brother, so
Yeah.
you know that he's been straight edge forever, right?
Yes.
I'm the same way. I'm
Okay,
straight
that's
edge
awesome.
as well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But to be honest, I'm actually thinking about doing shrooms just to
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, as we grow up, we
Yeah.
create grooves in our minds
For sure.
of habits, right?
Yeah.
And as you get older and older, you start to those grooves get deeper and deeper. That's why old people are so set in their ways, right? But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought, but when you do, from what I understand, when you do psychedelics like mushrooms, those grooves get washed away.
Yes, it almost
Yeah.
frees those
Yeah.
tight woven of knots of like routine
Yeah.
and like rhetoric type thing. It's like it just feels like thinking with fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I
you can
mean?
finally breathe, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
And
So
it's
it's just I tried shrooms the first time. I think I did them in Indonesia,
Oh,
and
cool.
they blended them into like they had like a fruit smoothie thing they blended them into, and they called it something, and like it was like a special something, and like I just sipped on it. I'm like, oh, I don't even taste anything. This just tastes good.
that's what it gets you.
I'm telling you, I chugged this thing. How would I tell you? I was just there. I felt like the water was talking to me, bro.
Wow.
I was like, what? I'm like, me? Like, bro, what's going on right now? The lights, they just got super vibrant. And I'm thinking, I'm just like, wow, like anything that I could ever be stressed about, it's like, if I had known that one day I'd be led here, it's like, wouldn't I feel like, you know what? It's not gonna be so bad. You know, you can relax. You know what I mean? Type thing.
Yeah.
So like shrooms, definitely being over there, I was just like, I took in the culture more because like this the largest Muslim country in the world. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just took in like all of the nature, and I just felt like it connected with me. Like it was like through like frequencies. It was super weird. Like. I'm like, whoa, like that. Just one smoothie got me talking and feeling different, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like it encouraged me to do more free thinking, to think more outside the box. You know, like
Right.
if I have a problem, then this problem is now in a box. Think outside of that same box. You know what I mean? To try
Yeah.
other ways of like just
I like
getting through shit.
Yeah, and like I like them too because it's like you can sit there and like you can have like a smoothie. It'll hit you fast, right? But it's like me. It's like I just like nibble on the stems. You know what I mean? It's like
That's wild. I
Bro.
think they taste like I took out a little piece and just nibbled on
it's
it.
so
It,
bad.
it tastes like tree bark.
it's so bad. So it's
You
made.
can. I seen people on YouTube eating with like Doritos. They,
seen
Yeah.
that too, yeah.
I've
It'll
seen people
go,
put them in
yeah.
brownies and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you be
Yeah.
good. You know.
I like eating them straight
Right.
up though because it's like I can eat one and it's like, all right, I kind of feel like a bit like fuzzy. Like you can control your high, so it's like you're not seeing like like. The other weekend, I did like so many shrooms. I was seeing like trees like morph into themselves and stuff. It was the craziest thing in my life.
But that's why I say everything that you do, you have to do in moderation.
Yeah, I ate a
course.
lot to see. Like I was like, I want to see some shit this time. You know what I mean? So I ate as much as I could. And then finally I was like, whoa, I'm too fucking high right now. And then like, but it's like when I'm just like sitting there and if I want to just chill out and stuff, like eating like maybe like a gram of shrooms or something, it's like you feel amazing. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the world just opens up.
Yeah, I'm personally a reefer chiefer. You know what I mean? Like when I really like. I feel like creatively not motivated.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Why not? Like, let me take a tab of acid. Let me try to do this now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna do it, it's like I don't believe in shunning or like psychedelics and like when they say about weed and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna have to find out this shit for myself. I'm not just gonna listen to word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the people that I've met that have come across these psychedelics, I also compare my experiences to that. Because if I see somebody that's, done different drugs, you can see they have a different genetic makeup, a different
demeanor.
You know what I mean? Like the demeanor about them for facts. So like the people that I see that have ever taken a psychedelic, their open-mindedness is just like it goes to a whole different spectrum. It's just I was just like, whoa, like if I can think like that, you know what I mean? Like I got ideas of my own that I feel like I can't access. So if you're able to do that, like maybe I could do something even better than that,
Yeah,
because I'm me and you're you, which means like that same thing goes for somebody else that has an impression of my art. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what I made. It's like, you can do this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whatever gets you into that great creative space.
Yeah.
It's crazy too, because it's like you were saying, like, straight edge, like straight edges?
Straight edge, like he doesn't do drugs or something?
Like, no drugs, no drinking, like
no cigarettes,
no smoking, like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
none of that, like,
See,
and
and
like
I understand, like,
I was like,
that's like, you don't, that's so crazy because you got anxiety too, and like,
I was that way till 23, you know what I mean? Like, and it's funny too, like, I'll say this, is like when I was sober till I was 23, pretty much,
Yeah.
And like, sat there and it's like, I would see these people who did psychedelics and stuff and these wild ideas in their head. I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, are you stupid? Like, come on, like, And I'm like, they always be like, yeah, like shrooms, like psychedelics changed my life. And like, like I don't, like, think in the same manner anymore. And I just remember like thinking that was so stupid. And then finally, like the day I finally did it, like, shrooms, I was like, whoa, I finally get this stuff. I'm like, it's not corny. Like, it's not shitty. You know what I mean? Like, just like loving the world and like yourself as it sounds corny, but it's like, it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
yeah,
like,
if you think negatively, if there's somebody that you're like, oh, like this guy, like he loves shrooms and he's weird, or like it's like, well, yeah, I know people that smoke weed are weird. I know people that smoke cigarettes that are weird. I know some drinkers that are weird too. You know what I mean? It's all about how that person already is. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
You know, so it's just like these psychedelics aren't for people that don't know themselves, but if it is, then you're trying to find yourself. Sometimes you're not always going to be happy with what you find.
Yeah,
That's
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it is a gamble, but it's a gamble I would say is worth taking if you're equipped for that type of journey. you know?
Definitely. And personally, like, just through my experiences in life, I think that turmoil creates people. Like when you go through hard times.
Yes, absolutely. It
That's
builds
what
character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's hard to connect to someone that hasn't been through anything.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
It's weird.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
yeah, no
sometimes,
substance. It's like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
Conversation's already over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But it's something that I just don't think I would want to, like, if I died like tomorrow and I didn't experience like all that shit like that, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, you know what I mean? I want to be able to relate to, say, artists that I admire or like this or that, I want to know what it's all about.
No, because like then you think about it, it's like, okay, when I seen this form of art displayed from this artist, this is initially what I thought.
Yeah.
But now after I had experienced what drug he was on when he did that, with like a psychedelic, it's just like now I interpret it so differently. I now connect with it. now it tells me about myself. It tells me that I should trust the shield that I've been given in life, that I'll always make the right decision. You know what I mean? Art is just so crazy, and that's what makes it so amazing, which is why I encourage as many people to venture into it as possible.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes I'm just like totally shackled by my own bullshit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for
It
sure.
goes like that.
And so I just feel like I just need to break from it, you know?
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite record of all
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
awesome.
so I just like, I love listening to people overcome their own problems, and I'm just trying to find my way through. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm trying
fair
to
enough,
get,
yeah.
you know?
That's why I'm more or less like with my music nowadays. I done rapped it like I was a kid. I was like, I'm lit. I'm rapping about being lit. I'm rapping about all the opportunities I'm getting, how happy I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
bitches used to think that I was lame, like I was a loser. I wasn't getting no bitches, and like
Right.
now, like you know what I'm saying? Like bitches is hitting me up. Like bitches is, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the stage, they touching my body. I'm like, I ain't even no bodybuilder. Like, god damn, you got me feeling like Magic Mike up here, bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just like, it's just such a confidence boost. It makes you feel like you can trust your own instincts. You can trust your own creativity. You know what I mean? Your own art. And it's just like when people are accepting of it, it just makes it that much easier, I feel like. But
Yeah. Absolutely. I would love to like keep on going, but we're approaching about an hour, and I should wrap this up a
okay,
little
no
bit.
worries, man.
yeah,
I
we got
want
a studio session right after
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So come on with it.
no
But
worries.
it's been a pleasure, though.
been
Awesome.
sick,
like
yeah.
talking to you, and like your setup is amazing. I already told you I'm gonna take some inspiration from here. From
I
my
appreciate
studio.
it. Take as much as you need. You know, it's
yeah.
all good. I wanted to just ask you one last question. What's it like working with Chief Keef?
So it's funny because Chief Keef, he's actually such a big personality. Like that's some of the things that I mean. Like I be having to like learn from other people, you know. So like he's like a year older than me, right? Like he
Yeah.
was like 95. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
I'm like, how is his energy so big? You know what I mean? Like he feels like it's like it's so much older. He seems like when you're around him.
Yeah.
But like we were shooting the video, and like I remember like the chemistry was like kind of just like, oh, like, hey, like I fuck with you, and he was just like, hey, like I fuck with you too, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like really cool about like the whole thing. Like he didn't really make me feel like he tried to like put himself above me. You know, I don't like it when niggas try to like little dog
Belittle
me.
you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that shit really, you know what I'm saying? It ruins an experience, and I'm glad that he didn't. But
Right.
yeah, like we were like 10 backwards on set, and we was smoking him down. He was like sometimes he'd be looking for me. He's like he asked Fiji like, damn, where Castro at? And he's like, oh yeah, he's rolling another blunt. He's like, damn, that nigga smoked more than Tato. Bro, I get back now. I'm about to start shooting, and I'm so high. So like I'm smoking, and bro, I actually in a scene of the video, I swing my arm around when the train comes behind us, and I try to make it so they cut it, but you kind of see it. I burnt his hand with my blunt, and went. He's like, oh shit! He's like, that nigga burnt me, bro. I said, oh shit. I'm like, no, I just burnt this nigga Chief Keef with my blunt. I'm like, oh shit! Like
Oh,
your
no.
idol, like a fumble, but like he was cool about it. Like he just laughed it off, type shit. I'm like, oh my bad, and we just kept, you know what I'm saying, just kept rolling with it. But
Yeah.
the
That's
end
nice.
product was like really bull. He told me like, you know what I'm saying, if I was like in LA and I wanted to like, you know, hit him up some shit, just hit bruh up. But like I ain't trying to bother nobody. If I see him and he see me and we at the right place type shit, you know what I'm saying, we'll lock in.
Right.
You know?
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And lastly, do you guys have any questions for me at all before we end this?
Actually, I kind of just wanted to shout out that Migs is doing the fest in 2021 in Kelowna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean, but
You have any other plans like coming up for like either if this coronavirus keeps going on for longer, what do you plan to do?
Well, I'm actually going to be going back to work as of this Friday, so I'm going to be continuing on with my day job here.
Sick.
My plan is to keep on doing this podcast, keep it going, expand myself, and just kind of. I also am working on a single right now that I'm going to release. It's just kind of like this, like low key kind of ballad kind of thing.
That's art.
And thank you, and yeah, put out some more creative stuff. exercise, workout, work, and keep on making money.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot to balance, bro.
Yeah.
But, you know
I'm
what I
trying,
mean?
man. I'm
You're
trying.
doing a great job, bro. I'm
Are
sorry to
you
see.
are you gonna figure out how to like take this on the road? You know what I mean? Like if we do a fest in Kelowna, you know what I mean? Like are you gonna be able to like come to the fest and like, you know, do the podcast right there, you know what I mean? Like on
Yeah.
scene type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I interviewed, so Il Chris came by like a year ago or so, or a couple, or yeah. And so Migs put on a show, and I just did an interview backstage. I could bring my MacBook and my
perfect,
setup,
then.
and I
Yeah.
could do it there. So
It's awesome.
I'd love to see you guys again.
Yeah,
No, for
definitely.
sure. We
If you
should
guys are
be
here
at
next
those.
week.
We should be at those festivals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Sick.
saying? So,
I'll be
yeah,
there.
We try to turn Kelowna up. Let's
Yeah,
get
we're
it.
definitely booking more shows out here.
No, for
Hell
sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You guys have a big opportunity around here. You know
Hell
what I
yeah.
mean? It's
No, for
like
sure.
a major college town, and people just want to get lit. So it's good.
And I am excited to show them the lituation they've been missing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like people just feel like they're not lit because there's nothing lit going on. But there's like little things and whatnot that they can go to, but they're awaiting something big to show the potential of
Yeah.
Kelowna, I
Yeah.
feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm all in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And I think Migs is doing a great job at getting it done.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
He's awesome. I have so much respect and gratitude for that guy. He's great.
Yeah, and he's so
Yeah.
young, you know what I mean?
That's my son.
Yeah, for real though.
That's what's impressing me is just like, man, nobody that I knew from my grad class was doing anything like this.
That's exactly what I told him.
You know?
I said, bro, you need to understand, like, you special. You special youngin', bro. And like more young kids need to like need to know about like even that perception shit that I be talking about. It's just like, listen, you can struggle now, you know what I'm saying, and put in that hard work and reap the reward later.
Yep.
Or you can try to get all that rewards right now and then have to struggle later.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
And personally, I choose the way Migs is doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Let me do it. Let me get it out the mud first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's doing all this shit like on his phone. He's hitting up this and this person. One day he's gonna have an assistant for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
it's just like it's great to see. It's great to see that self motivation and determination.
Hell yeah. Migs just walked into the room. We just want to let you know that we respect and have lots of great gratitude for you, man.
Of course,
You're
bro.
dope.
gang.
Where can people find you online? Plug your socials.
My Instagram is Castro Come Down, and Come Down is spelled with no vowels, so CMDWN. That's our collective, Come Down.
Yep.
And so there's that, or our actual like our group Instagram is just Come Down. But my personal Instagram is Castro Come Down. And our music is all over like Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and like major like streaming platforms. And like you could just look under Come Down, like I said, CMDWN. Nothing too complicated. You know, we got videos on YouTube and stuff. You can type in the same stuff, or you could type in my name, Castro, Come Down, and you'll see either me or Fiji doing our thing and whatnot. But yeah, expect like a lot more music and, you know, like a lot more culture curation.
There you go.
Yeah.
For Canada especially.
And watch out for that Nardwar interview. Hopefully you get it.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
I'm scared for what
I
you
can't
might
wait
know
for that
about me.
day.
I could wait. I'm scared for what you might know. I'm gonna wait. You might have an embarrassing ass throwback or some shit. I'm sure.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Built to Destroy with a number 2. That's pretty much the only thing you can find me on that I want you to.
No facts.
There you go. And Migs the Chemist, that's what your handle is, right? Make sure you follow Migs the Chemist everywhere. Give him props
Hell
constantly,
yeah. Come
okay?
on.
Yeah. Always make
The hardest youngin' in Kelowna doing it.
There you go, on the West Coast.
Hell you talking about? Put some respect on my youngin' name.
And make sure that you follow me at For the Culture Canada. I'll be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you want to follow my personal page, not Deepak Chopra, I'm up there too. Thank you so much for everybody that is listening, and I appreciate you so very much. And if you hated the show, make sure you let us know. If you love the show, let us know as well. All input is appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a great day, y'all. Bye.